Okay, I'm not gonna fake. Did anybody was anybody cracking up when Kate falls off the roof and it's just Clint on the roof by himself versus Yelena and Echo, and they are giving him the sauce? Like the entire time that that situation was happening, I was thinking about that one fight scene from Jujutsu Kaisen.
Get him up, let him get up, let him get up, let him get up. What? Fight back! Fight back! Fight back!
And I was just like, yo, why is it that you two females have never encountered Clint before in this type of setting? But for whatever reason, you've both decided that you are not going to fight each other. You are going to team up and work this man. Because they was beating his ass until Kate got back on the roof. Which, I like the fact that as the series has gone on, it's building more and more on the relationship between both Kate and Clint. No matter how much Clint tries to say that, you know, they're not really a partnership, you more or less realize that he's coming from a space of loss and grief. Because he was so close to Nat, when he lost her, he essentially like lost a part of himself. And because of that, and also the conversation that he has with Kate's mother on the elevator in regards to the fact that Kate's not a superhero, you know, she's my daughter and I don't want to see her hurt. And then she also brings up Natasha. He really doesn't want her to get hurt. It's the classic mentor move where the mentor decides to be mean or cruel in some way, shape, or form verbally to the student to essentially push the student away so that the student won't get hurt, because the mentor is going on a mission and he's not sure whether or not he's going to be able to survive. Now, Yelena showing up in this episode is super interesting because we saw her show, well, of course she showed up in Black Widow, but in the post-credit scene for Black Widow, we saw that she's dealing with that super weird agency lady who also has US agent working for her. And we knew that that lady had given her information in regards to the fact that the person who killed Natasha was Clint, which in a roundabout way, yes, but also no. But for people on Earth, they wouldn't know the nuances of what happened in regards to retrieving the Soul Stone. So from Yelena's perspective, Clint and Natasha went off on a mission. Clint was the only one who came back. Natasha was dead. So essentially, Yelena is going to be hounding the fuck out of Hawkeye for however long it takes until he essentially explains to her, look, like, you can't just keep dropping it on me and whooping my ass like this. And I also like the fact that he was able to tell what she was from her opening moves. Like, the moment they started trading hands, he automatically knew she was a widow. So the second he realized that she was a widow, he was like, nah, Kate, you can't be around me anymore. If they're going to be dropping heavy hitters like this in an attempt to kill me, you definitely have to be like over there somewhere, away from all this nonsense that I'm about to like drop into your life, which is a smart move on his part. Now, Echo, I'm not exactly sure how Echo discovered all that information on Clint, because Clint's family was essentially a SHIELD secret. It wasn't available information for anybody to be able to just look him up in like the phone book or look at his status on Facebook. So it's kind of interesting that Echo was able to not only discover his name, but the name of his wife, all of his kids, and all of their ages. And I'm assuming the only thing that she doesn't know is his or their current location, because I can't assume that they're still on the farm. The farm was a SHIELD secret, but SHIELD no longer exists. Well, I mean, that version of SHIELD no longer exists. So, I mean, are they still there? Wouldn't it be a bad move to still have your family in that same location now that a lot of people know that location, especially since Echo is more or less hunting for Ronin? Now, the Watch, and I'm gonna have to do another video about the Watch because I feel as though it's going to go off in 3 different directions. But the Watch opened up an interesting discussion in this episode, which is essentially, what the fuck is Laura Barton's like past? Because at first, when she was introduced, you assume that her past is that she's just the housewife and like the lover of Clint Barton and mother of his children. But not only does she have connections to the underworld, she's super calm and understanding in regards to essentially Clint eliminating enemies and targets. She speaks multiple different languages, and she more or less operates, it seems like, as a version of Oracle, or the woman in the chair who feeds Hawkeye information in regards to missions. So it's going to be interesting to see exactly how Laura Barton develops going forward, because I wasn't expecting her to just automatically switch over and start speaking in German, but the kids seemed as though they kind of understood what the hell was going on. So it's going to be interesting to see whether or not there's more going on with her story than we were led to believe in, what was that, Age of Ultron? Well, Age of Ultron, and also Infinity War / Endgame. Now, for one of the other interesting topics has to do with who the man above Echo is. There are many theories that it is Kingpin, and it is a high probability it is going to be Kingpin. We've seen a couple slip-ups from Vincent D'Onofrio and the director for Hawkeye in regards to the fact that Kingpin may be popping up next episode. So it's definitely going to, and for whatever reason he wants to watch, so it's definitely going to be interesting to see how exactly Hawkeye and Kingpin kind of mesh into each other, because by revealing that Kingpin exists in the MCU, you're also revealing that Daredevil exists in the MCU. And if Daredevil exists in the MCU, you're also going to drop into the fact that Punisher exists in the MCU. So this episode really starts setting up a lot of connecting threads for where exactly the MCU and the Disney Plus shows are going to be going in the future. Oh, I would love a Daredevil season about the Man Without Fear, where Kingpin just basically disassembles Daredevil's life and pushes Matt Murdock to the point where he's like, you know what? I wouldn't mind killing your ass. Oh my god. This episode was really fucking good. I had an absolute blast. I wasn't expecting Yelena to show up so soon, and I'm going to say something right now. I don't really watch trailers for shows. I watch trailers for movies because the movies are way out and it's great to speculate about it. But I really feel as though trailers for TV shows have a way of messing up the surprises. Like for me, I didn't expect Yelena to more or less show up on that rooftop, but because I didn't know that going into this episode, when she showed up, I was absolutely fucking hyped. I was like, if Kate's fighting Echo in the building, then who the hell is kicking Clint's ass on the roof across the way? And then when it was revealed at the end that it was Yelena, so fucking dope. And can we talk about like the stare that Yelena gives Kate? Because Kate has like the bow and she's about to fire it, and Yelena takes off the mask and looks at her like, bitch, I wish you would. You fire that arrow at me and I will beat your ass. And like, you think it's bad with me being on Clint? I will be on your ass 24/7. You will not be able to hide in this city. I suggest you put that bow down. Kate saw the threat in her eyes and was like, which was hilarious to me. But yeah, Hawkeye episode 4. I feel as though Hawkeye definitely started off super slow, but as we've been getting into it, it's just been getting better and better and better. And if the next episode definitely has both Yelena and Kingpin in it, I cannot wait. This would be one of those sad situations if I suddenly discovered that, like, my mouse died. It did die. Well. Oh well. We're just gonna have to hit like another button. Peace.